Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com in the first week of December 2025. Visit Legacy.com to read full obituaries for most of the people featured in this video and leave your own condolences on their Legacy page. Playwright Tom Stoppard died November 29, 2025 at his home in Dorset, England at the age of 88. He won 5 Tony Awards for Best Play and was nominated for 3 more. His winning plays include Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, The Coast of Utopia, and Leopoldstadt. Stoppard is also being remembered for his work as a screenwriter, including his Oscar-winning script for Shakespeare in Love and his uncredited rewrite of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Singer Antone "Chubby" Tavares died November 29, 2025 at the age of 81. He and his brothers formed the R&B group Tavares, and they had a #1 dance hit in 1976 with the disco classic Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel. Tavares is also being remembered for other hits with the group, like It Only Takes a Minute, Don't Take Away the Music, and Who Done It? Puppeteer and actor Danny Seagren died November 10, 2025 at the age of 81. His death was recently announced. He worked as a puppeteer alongside Jim Henson, helping bring Ernie to life on Sesame Street, as well as occasionally portraying Big Bird and other beloved characters. Seagren is being remembered as the first person to play Spider-Man in live action, appearing as the superhero in dozens of sketches on The Electric Company. Cricketer Robin Smith died December 1, 2025 at his home in Perth, Australia at the age of 62. He had a long career with the Hampshire County Cricket Club, becoming a leader of the team throughout the 80s and 90s and into the 2000s. Smith is being remembered as a legend of his sport who helped the England national team to their appearance at the 1992 Cricket World Cup. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Golfer Fuzzy Zoeller died November 27, 2025 at the age of 74. He won the 1979 Masters tournament. It was his first time competing there. He was only the 3rd golfer ever to win the Masters in his first appearance, and no one has achieved that feat since. Zoeller is also being remembered for his victories at the 1984 U.S. Open and the 2002 Senior PGA Championship. Singer Judy Cheeks died November 26, 2025 at the age of 71. Her music was popular on dance floors of the 1990s, including her #1 dance hits Respect and As Long as You're Good to Me, as well as Reach, So in Love, The Real Deal, and You're the Story of My Life. Cheeks is also being remembered for her soul music of the 70s and 80s. She had a 1978 hit with Mellow Lovin', and she was a backing vocalist for artists like Ike and Tina Turner, Stevie Wonder, and Donna Summer. Actor Michael DeLano died October 20, 2025 at a hospital in Las Vegas. He died of a heart attack at the age of 84. His death was recently announced. He had a recurring role in Rhoda as lounge singer Johnny Venture, and he also had regular roles on Firehouse and Supertrain, and was a dancer on American Bandstand in the show's early days. DeLano is also being remembered for his movie roles in Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and Commando. Basketball player Elden Campbell died December 2, 2025 at the age of 57. He was an NBA power forward and center in the 1990s and 2000s, spending 9 seasons with the Los Angeles Lakers and another 5 with the Charlotte and New Orleans Hornets. Campbell is also being remembered for his seasons with the Detroit Pistons in the 2000s. He helped them to their underdog victory against the Lakers in the 2004 NBA Finals. Dancer Donyelle Jones died December 2, 2025 after fighting breast cancer at the age of 46. She was a finalist in the 2nd season of So You Think You Can Dance in 2006, coming in 3rd place after delighting the show's fans with her electric energy and range. Jones is being remembered for candidly discussing her cancer fight and for advocating for other dancers fighting the disease. Author Daniel Woodrell died November 28, 2025 at his home in West Plains, Missouri. He died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 72. He was best known for his 2006 novel Winter's Bone, which was adapted into an acclaimed film 4 years later. Woodrell is being remembered for his award-winning prose in the genre of country noir, a term he coined to describe his dark crime novels set in the Ozark Mountains. Architect Robert A. M. Stern died November 27, 2025 in New York City. He died of a pulmonary illness at the age of 86. He was renowned for his classical inspiration, bringing touches of beauty to his buildings, especially his many contributions to New York City's landscape. Stern is being remembered for designing the George W. Bush Presidential Center, Walt Disney World's Beach Club Resort, Philadelphia's Museum of the American Revolution, and many other notable structures. Musician and songwriter Steve Cropper died December 3, 2025 in Nashville, Tennessee at the age of 84. He was the guitarist for the legendary Stax Records house band Booker T and the MGs, who backed some of the greats of 1960s soul like Otis Redding and Wilson Pickett, plus had their own hit songs including Green Onions. Cropper is also being remembered for playing guitar in the Blues Brothers Band and for co-writing and playing guitar on such soul music classics as Sittin' on the Dock of the Bay and In the Midnight Hour. Dancer and reality TV personality Criscilla Anderson died December 2, 2025 of colon cancer at the age of 45. She starred on the Netflix reality show Country Ever After alongside her then-husband, country singer Coffey Anderson, and their 3 children. Anderson is also being remembered as a choreographer for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and a dancer who backed musicians like Britney Spears and Snoop Dogg. World War II veteran Charles Shay died December 3, 2025 at the age of 101. He was drafted into the U.S. Army in 1943 and trained as a medical technician. He went on to serve as a medic in both World War II and the Korean War. On D-Day, he was part of the first wave of troops to land on Omaha Beach, where he saved fellow soldiers from drowning by pulling many of the wounded from the water to safety. He was later honored with the Silver Star for his bravery. Shay is also being remembered as an elder of the Penobscot tribe and for performing an annual sage-burning ceremony in Normandy in memory of his lost brothers in arms. Some of the most remarkable obituaries we saw this week at Legacy weren't for celebrities, but for everyday people like you and me. Those include this master plumber, a great-grandfather and lifelong Texan who loved building and racing midget race cars. This dedicated nurse and mom from Massachusetts who survived leukemia and never missed a chance to visit an ice cream shop. And this distinguished military historian, remembered by his colleagues, students, and family alike as one of the most thoughtful people they ever knew. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 10 years ago this week, actor Robert Loggia died at the age of 85. His many movies included Jagged Edge, Big, and Scarface, and he had memorable roles in such TV shows as The Sopranos and Mancuso FBI. 10 years ago this week, singer Scott Weiland died at the age of 48. He was the frontman for Stone Temple Pilots, known for alt-rock hits like Plush and Interstate Love Song, before going on to front the supergroup Velvet Revolver. 15 years ago this week, athlete, actor, and sportscaster Don Meredith died at the age of 72. He was a star quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys in the 1960s, before becoming an original member of the Monday Night Football broadcast team and playing a recurring TV role on Police Story. 30 years ago this week, actress Roxy Roker died at the age of 66. She was one of the stars of The Jeffersons, playing Helen Willis, and she was the mother of rock star Lenny Kravitz. Singer Ferlin Husky was born 100 years ago this week. He died in March 2011 at the age of 85. He had many country music hits in the 1950s through 70s, including Gone, Wings of a Dove, and Once. Here at Legacy, we know the holiday season can be hard when someone you love has suffered a loss. We've put together a holiday gift guide for grievers, full of thoughtful and supportive gifts, ranging from memorial keepsakes to genealogy subscriptions. Just visit Legacy.com and click on the gift guide. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags across the United States have been lowered to honor the memory of Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, West Virginia Army National Guard, who was killed while serving in Washington, D.C. Flags in Pennsylvania have been lowered to honor the memory of Northampton Fire Department Captain and retired Pennsylvania State Police Trooper Michael Book. Flags in Massachusetts have been lowered to honor the memory of U.S. Army Specialist Stephen S. Guzman. Flags in Virginia have been lowered to honor the memory of Virginia Department of Corrections Officer Jeremy Lewis Hall, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Florida have been lowered to honor the memory of Sergeant Terry Sweeting Mashkow of the Indian River County Sheriff's Office, who died in the line of duty. Flags in California have been lowered to honor the memory of the 4 people who were killed in a shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton. Flags in Massachusetts have also been lowered to honor the memory of State Representative Anne Margaret Ferrante. Flags in Michigan have been lowered to honor the memory of former State Representative Fred Durrell, Jr. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. Follow Legacy.com on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.